Hello viewers, welcome to a new video today. This is about recruiting C2C and recruiting W2. The major problem here in this current market is because of a lot of fake candidates, recruiter facing problems, and at the same time, those recruiters who have been working on C2C roles, transitioning to W2 roles, started having problem for their work. Because a lot of clients, what is that doing currently looking for is bringing people onto their W2 or on their full time. Now, if the recruiter who has been full time working or most of the time worked on C2C roles, now all of a sudden when the company changes the recruiter roles to a W2 recruiter, they face major problems in finding candidates, closing candidates, submitting candidates, and moreover, getting the details from them. So we have challenges in both the ways, right? If you are more focused on C2C, identifying fake candidates, closing them on rates, how to find a better candidate, where to find genuine candidates, that is the problem. When you go to W2, all of a sudden, sourcing candidates from the right platform and submitting candidates on a daily basis becomes a bigger problem. Now, if you are transitioning from C2C to W2, or in your company they are working on every tax term, but they prefer you to submit W2 candidates, then you have to change your attitude. You have to completely change your attitude from Control F recruiter to a different recruiter, because majority of the time we see people who are working on corp to corp, they are Control F kind of recruiters, and their resources are LinkedIn post or LinkedIn job, any portal job posting, maybe their vendor base, mass emailing, or in WhatsApp groups. Those are the primary sources for their submission. Now, when you become a W2 recruiter, when you become a recruiter who is primarily responsible for submitting W2 candidates, WhatsApp groups doesn't work, LinkedIn doesn't work, LinkedIn groups doesn't work, and sometimes posting in portals, it works. Now, if you are a senior recruiter, or if you are a team lead, if you are a manager, or you are changing your company, and there you got an opportunity to work on W2 roles, you just cannot say that, hey, I'm good at job posting, I'm good at posting requirements in portals, and that's the reason I need more money. You cannot so say that, because anybody can do that, right? Now, what is that you got to do as a recruiter? If you are sourcing W2 candidates, the first thing you need to know is how you can dissect the requirement properly. Dissecting requirement will help you to understand what exactly client is looking for. For example, if you are getting a business data analyst, all right, now client says this is not a business analyst, this is not a data analyst, but we are looking for a business data analyst. Now, definitely in any analysis role, you see SQL, the query thing will be there. They definitely need to analyze the status so that they give the output. Now, in that case, what could be your search string? And once after you get the candidates, how you screen them is very much important. So this is just a basic example I have taken, any requirement per se. So now Control F recruiters in C2C, what is that kind of behavior? Because I have been to that place, right? I know how it works. Check how many times the words are repeated, the skills are repeated, and I feel that that is what the strong candidate it is. And asking the candidate, do you have this experience? How many years you have worked? Did you work with this? How many years of experience? Are you confident? What is that you're going to rate yourself with the skill? And if everything is good, then I'm ready to submit. But in W2 candidate, when you are talking, when you are screening, you have to be more focused on how you can communicate the client's need to them properly. Because most of the time, the problem the recruiters are going to face with the W2 candidates are, or the US citizens, EADs, green card holders, the candidates feel that recruiters do not have the knowledge to match the resume with the requirement. Now here in C2C, if you ask for Java or .NET or Kafka or MuleSoft or Python, anything technology you look, there will be like bunch of matching words, keywords been put by the vendors and employers. But in W2, what is that going to happen? The candidates prepare the resume. Now in that case, they just prepare the resume thinking what works best for them. According to them, this is what my profile should look like and this is what I'm going to prepare, and they prepare the resume. Now in that case, what happens, when we look for a keyword, it might not reflect as much as it used to look in C2C profiles, and the recruiter might think this candidate is not that much good for my requirement. Now that's a mindset game once again, that how we are going to scrutinize, how we are going to screen a resume before even you speak to the candidate. You need to increase that skill as well. Another one. So second one, what is the first one? You need to dissect the requirement, understand what exactly the client is looking for. Second thing is screening the resume as per the client need, right? Not matching it, thinking it from C2C point of view. Third thing is how you communicate the requirement to the candidate, not read the requirement. How you explain the need rather than you reading the job description. So that is how we were doing it, right? When in the past, for example, if we are talking to a C2C candidate and candidate asks or the vendor asks what is that your client is looking for, we are going to say, hey, the client is looking for 9 years of experience in Java full stack development and 5 years of experience with Spring Boot, 6 years of experience with Node.js, 9 years of experience with all the front-end technologies, experience with the DevOps tools, experience with Kubernetes, with Docker, experience with the DevOps, Agile, and their client is looking for who can do the API integration, so and so forth. What is that we are doing? We are reading the requirement. But if you do the same thing with a candidate whom you want to submit on W2, they may get annoyed. Why? From my personal experience, the candidate might be thinking that don't you think I can read the requirement? I asked you what is that your client is looking for. Now what is that you are doing? You are reading the damn requirement to me. If you don't know what your client is looking for, then you just send the requirement to me and I'm going to read it. Now there are some recruiters, what do they do? When the candidate asks what is that your requirement, what is that your client is looking for, you know what they're going to do? They simply says, let me send you the requirement, why don't you just have a look at it? Now if you fall into that place, now where is the respect, where is the authority of a recruiter? Now if you lose that game, initial game, now you lose the candidate control. Now you have given the control to the candidate that whether it's up to them to reply to you or not. Now the first thing is what? The candidate thinks, oh, without knowing that how the requirement is going to match my profile, you just called me. And when I asked you about your requirement, you said, let me send you the requirement and you have a look at it. Are you getting my point? So transitioning to C2C to W2 sourcing is different because totally the mindset is different. The individual's mindset is different, competition is different, and that's the reason you have to be a recruiter who has the authority. Authority in the sense you definitely need to have a personal branding in LinkedIn. No matter what. Why? People definitely check about who is this individual. You have to put yourself in a different category that you don't read the requirement but you explain the requirement. You have to be in a position that you are not a control F recruiter, but you are more of a presenter to the client, focusing and screening what exactly the client is looking for. Sometimes you don't care about the job title because you screen more with the responsibilities and what the candidate has done. What is that happens in C2C? We are so keen to look for candidates with matching job titles. But in W2 sourcing, that might not be the case all the time. Yes, That is one of the way of sourcing, but that is not always the sourcing process. There are different processes that you need to source candidates. And moreover, you need to rely on the portal sourcing apart from your posting. Portal sourcing, and if you are using LinkedIn, you need to be an individual who knows how strategical email, strategical messaging works so that the candidates will reply to you. Got it? And if you want to get yourself to the next level, master these skills. Change your current personality from Control F recruiter to a better one. Be a presenter. Be a better storyteller to the candidate, the requirement and what client is looking for. Now that's where you are going to see that how your submissions are evolving, your placements are evolving. It's all about your communication, understanding, screening and communicating, and that's what is going to differentiate you from other recruiters. If you do not differentiate yourself from other recruiters, then you also fall in the similar category of every recruiter are same. Now if that gets to the candidate's mind that every recruiter are same, then they behave, they just take us for granted that this recruiter also like that. No, you have to present yourself that you are a different recruiter than other people. Why? You know your job, how you are doing, and you know how to put it forward as well. And moreover, you don't have to fake anything else. You don't have to go to ChatGPT, look for some questions and pretend as if you know everything. You don't have to. Why? Because once you know how to dissect a requirement and understand what exactly client is looking for, and you communicate the same thing to the candidate, and candidate by themselves they will tell that how they are matching to your requirement. Understood, people? Now this is the secret that you need to know, and this is what made me to become a top performer in Randstad Technologies, and that's what got me to the rookie position in 2013, because I knew unless I position myself differently, I'm definitely not going to win. And this is what my strategy and secrets I'm sharing with you. Don't be a Control F recruiter, but be a recruiter who is more of a presenter. I hope you liked it. Put that in the comment box. What is that your takeaways from this message? And I want to see you as a successful recruiter. I love you people. Take care and bye-bye.